Hello Code Simplifier tribes, Bez is here from Code Simplifier Coding School, and I am here today with another video for you guys to solve a problem. But before we start, I wanted to wish a very happy new year, and I hope this year brings you all health, happiness and joy. And with that being said, let's get into today's video and see what we are going to learn today. Are you all ready? Let's get started. The aim of today's video is to taking advantage of automation by writing PowerShell scripts to do a job for us. And as you see on the screen, we are having a CSV file with 3 records in it. And we are going to transfer those 3 records, or how many records doesn't matter we have, into a SharePoint site. And as you see in our SharePoint site, we have a list, 3 columns ready to accept these 3 records into it. In a traditional way, we have to manually go and type all of those records into the SharePoint list. But that is not the aim. We are going to write a script for PowerShell, so the PowerShell does the job for us. But when we run the code, there is an issue with the code. And let's see what the code is. Here is in my VS Code, I have a file run a script with the extension of PS1. And here's the code we are going to execute. So first of all, I defined a variable called site URL, and the value for that one is the URL to my SharePoint site and the list. I defined a list name, my PowerShell, and here is the route to the CSV file, which we have here. And the further down, we are connecting to SharePoint site using that extension. We are trying to run this code. And if there is an issue with that code while it's getting executed, we are handling the issue here, and we are showing an error message to the end user so they can see what is the issue basically, and how they can resolve it. So bring up your PowerShell terminal, and remember you need to run your PowerShell terminal as an administrator. To make that error go away, in your site URL where you define your list URL, just take off these 2 lists and the product name, or the actual list name. So delete those, save your file, bring up your PowerShell again, and now we are going to run our file one more time, press enter and wait for the result. As you see, the new record has been added. To verify the information had been transferred to our PowerShell, bring up your PowerShell. And as you see here, the record came up. A few things which I had to change in this video, which compared to the beginning of the video has changed, is, I'll show you, I added a few more extra line of code, and I had to change the file name and change format. So to recap, what we have done is we take off the list in our URL and the name of your list, which is my product or my PowerShell in the beginning of the video. You had to take them off. And the problem was you are too specific about where to store these records, or you are too specific about where the list is. The SharePoint or the PowerShell doesn't need to know that, as long as it has access to the site, because you are defining the list name. It will just go grabs the list name and insert the records to it. Now, to just recap what we have done here, to just get a value, as you see, the system.object doesn't make much sense to resolve that issue, because we are getting an array of objects, or strings in our case. That's why we do not get the value. So to resolve that minor issue, in wherever you just adding your codes to it, just put 0. 0 means the first item. Just print out the first item, save your work, run your code one more time and wait for the result. As you see, the new record has been added. And if you are wondering how this message comes up, I will show you in a second. We just go back to our SharePoint site. While this is uploading, I'm going to show you what I have done. To solve cannot find the site at a specific URL, all you have to do is define a site URL up to the site name. You do not need to tell the system, go to list, find the list name. All you need to do is just define a site URL. Then you are defining your list name, importing your CSV file. In our case here is what we got with the records, and we are trying to connect to our SharePoint. We are going to add each item or each record according to the list here, or the items or the variables we have here. So the left hand side are the SharePoint's column name, and the right hand side is our CSV file header name. Then if that was successful, this is what the green message comes up, and as you say, it comes up as green. And if there was an issue, we would expect a message to tell us what was the issue. Now going back to SharePoint, as you see, the product _10 blue item, a blue product has been added as our record. And just to verify that, we'd bring up our CSV file, product 10 blue item, a blue product has been added. So technically in this script, it just adds the first record. To run through the file and add every single item, you need to just run the for each loop. If that is the case you wanted, just please write it down in a comment. I'm happy to create another video and show you how to run a for each loop. So basically you're adding all the records of your CSV file. So with that being said, we're coming to the end of today's video. To recap what we've done, we had a SharePoint site with a list in it, and we wanted to transfer all of our CSV records into that SharePoint site, sorry. And we want to take advantage of scripting. Instead of manually go and add all the records into the site or the SharePoint site, we want to write a script or code to do the job for us. So that's what we've done here. We developed this scripting, we prepared it, and we ran it in our PowerShell as an administrator, and that transferred the records going up. And as I said, here it just shows you the first record transfers to the SharePoint site. If you wanted to learn how to add many records to SharePoint using that script, we just need to add a for each loop. If that's the thing you want to learn, please write it down in the comment, and I will be more than happy, as I said, to create another video for it. With that being said, I hope this video was solving your problem, and if that was the case, please do us a favor and like this video, write a comment, and if you have not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel. By subscribing to our channel, you are giving us confidence to create more educational video like what you've just watched today and share them with others. And thank you for the time, and I will see you next time.